It's about time we talk about texture. There are two things we're talking about when we're talking about texture. The first one, when we talk about the diameter of the hair strand. Now, this is entirely independent from the other type of texture we talk about, which is curl texture. Is your hair strand fine, medium, or coarse? What that means is if each individual hair strand is skinny, it's going to have, in some cases, an equal amount of cortex, the stretchy part, as cuticle, the hard overlapping outer layers. This hair is going to have a hard time curling. It's going to have a hard time staying curled. Sometimes color doesn't even show up the way that we expect it to. And when you feel an individual strand of fine hair, some people might describe it as feeling a piece of silk thread. If I have to double check and make sure there is a hair strand in my fingers, then I know that I'm dealing with fine hair. This is different than, when I say fine, medium, and coarse, this is different than thick, medium, and thin. If somebody has thin hair, it means they have very few hairs per square inch. If they have fine hair, it means each hair itself is thin. So when I say medium hair, that's going to be hair that is just fairly average. The diameter isn't as large as they come, and it's not as small as they come. It's going to have more cortex than cuticle. It's typically kind of non-problematic hair. It's never overly dry. It typically has good natural elasticity. When you feel an individual medium hair, many people would describe that as feeling like feeling a cotton thread as opposed to that silk thread of the fine hair. And you can kind of roll it around in your fingers and tell that you've got a strand of hair, but it's not too big. Now, when we have coarse hair, these are strands of hair that have the largest diameter, that can be up to 90% cortex, once again that stretchy part, and only 10% cuticle, even though it has very many cuticle layers, because it's such a larger diameter hair. We can definitely feel it between our fingers. Some people would describe it as feeling like wool. In order to determine whether hair is coarse, just like with fine hair, I have to check and make sure there's actually a hair in my fingers. With the coarse hair, I almost have to check it and make sure there's only one hair in my fingers. And oftentimes with coarse hair, as you roll it between your fingers, you can almost feel that it's not always completely round. And this has to do with curl pattern too, but even curly fine hair may not feel flat on the sides, whereas curly coarse hair, you can definitely tell that it's more of an oval texture. So that is the first meaning of texture that we as hairstylists talk about. Is it fine, medium, or coarse? Does an individual strand feel like a silk thread, a cotton thread, or a wool thread? Now, this is entirely independent from the other type of texture we talk about, which is curl texture. When we talk about curls, there are many ways of classifying curls. Probably one of the most famous ones recently is going to be classifying curls 1 through 4 and A through C, which gives us different categories for curls going from least curly to the most curly. I really like the Wee Dodd method of classifying curls because it talks about wavy, curly, coily, and highly textured curls. The reason I like that is because it gives us the information we need as stylists to give us somewhere to start. It's very broad, but then again, I've seen curl classifying systems with up to 18 different curl types. But the fact of the matter is curls are like snowflakes. No head of curls is identical to another head of curls. So when we're talking about curls and that texture, often what a stylist is just referring to the amount of curl that is present in the hair. So that's texture 2, and then we have texture 1. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you like what you saw and you want to see some more, go ahead and check out some of my other videos. Feel free to share with any of your nerdy friends. Click the subscribe button. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Let me know what else you want to hear about. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.